Hello, thank you for coming to my presentation. We're going to start off with 3 questions. Then I'm going to give you some history, and then I'm going to tell you about myself, and then show you some of my clients. So, number one, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Number two, do you want to save U.S. federal taxes year after year, generation after generations? Number three, do you want to know the secret of the rich? Imagine saving four, five, 6 figures in taxes every single year. You can use this money to put back into your business, to pay off your mortgage, to buy a car, to take your family on vacation, to give to charity, or to save retirement, or all of them at the same time. Imagine all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. How much time, energy, money, anxiety, worry will disappear with that. Imagine nobody knows what you own, how much you own, where you own it, what you do with it, and how much you sell it for. Welcome to Save U.S. Taxes Legally. My name is Stanley Gimmon, and I'm the owner of www.thetrustisyou.com and a free class on the Great Discovery. Please go out to www.stanleygimmon.com, where you'll get a 23-minute presentation similar to this one, 3 articles from Forbes magazine, 2 pages of case law, a chart showing somebody making $80,000 a year filing single, how much they'll save in all 50 states, and examples of clients. Now, I believe every U.S. investor, U.S. business owner, U.S. entrepreneur, U.S. franchisee owner, and U.S. 1099 income earner needs to know this information. Unfortunately, I cannot help W-2 income earners. I believe since I learned the secret of the rich that helps solve my situation with short-term capital gains, it is my duty to teach this to as many people as possible. I also believe the playing field must be leveled for all businesses. The Amazons of the world get free land on Staten Island. My brother's brewery lost their lease because the rents were raised too high. Now, the Spendthrift Trust is going to save you in 4 specific ways. Listen up. You're going to save taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, you're going to keep your information completely private. I'm a real estate investor. They told me get an LLC for every single property you have. They didn't mention that LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps are state laws. So what happens in Arizona is different than what happens in North Carolina. And that 40% of these kind of companies get sued every year. Yikes, sued. Number 3, talking about lawsuits. All lawsuits become frivolous. All your assets are in the titanium vault trust and go away. So if the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman can sue the renter, but he cannot sue the owner of the place. And number 4, if you don't know about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act, you have until December 31st, 2024 to do the paperwork for the Treasury Department. It's part of the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020. If you don't do the paperwork, you could be fined $10,000 and or 2 years in jail. With the Spendthrift Trust, you are exempt from doing that paperwork. That's very important. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, how come my CPA hasn't told me about this? Why hasn't my financial planner told me about this? Great questions. Because the trust, there are over 1 million attorneys in the United States. Only 4% are trust attorneys. When they're in law school, trust attorneys study a book called Scott and Asher on Trusts, 5th edition. It's in Black's Law Dictionary. This is an IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times it's been favored. Now, to give you a little bit of history, it comes from England way back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England. That king who chopped off his wives' heads in 1534 started the Church of England, and he went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went further back in history to the 13th century, to the Magna Carta, and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. Our current tax code went into effect February of 1913, was only supposed to be around for a few years. It's almost 112 years later. The reason for it, we got involved in World War I. And the only thing it's done is grown and grown and grown and grown. Now, the super rich families of 1913s, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, made sure they could save taxes. Guess what? If they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Now, a little bit, like I said, it's in an IRS tax code 643B. I want you to research this as much as you can. When you Google tax code 643B, you will find an opinion letter dated September 11th, 2018 from the IRS. It blatantly says it does not support irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. That's okay. It's an opinion letter. Only Congress can change the tax code. So many US presidents, senators, and congresspeople have the trust, it's not going to happen. So let me go over those 5 elements for you. Irrevocable. This means it goes from generation to generation to generation. The Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old. It's called the office. It has almost 400 people under the same EIN, or employee identification number. It does not mean you can't get anything into the trust or out of the trust. That's not true. Irrevocable, complex. This trust can hold money day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, decade to decade, century to century. 97% of the trusts sold in the United States every year are what my mom and dad had, what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television, the family trust. The only thing the family trust does is avoid probate and then dissolves. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This is what the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Kennedys have. Super rich. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Whoever is the trustee or trustees can make the rules for the beneficiaries. There's no contesting in court. Even when you pass away, however you break up the money, it's all there. One of my clients, husband and wife who have 4 apartment buildings in Los Angeles, has a grown daughter living in one of the apartments. They are requiring her to live there rent-free. She has to pass 4 random drug tests per month. She actually took her mom and dad to federal court saying it was unconstitutional. The judge read through everything and he said, you have 2 choices. Choice A, pass the drug tests and stay rent-free, or choice B, move out. I do not want to be invited to the Thanksgiving dinner. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. When you start this trust, somebody who is not a beneficiary or a trustee will be the grantor or the settler of the trust. This is not a speed bump. You will need their social security number. I just did this for one of my clients 2 weeks ago. Not hard to do at all. This makes the trust completely private. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, spendthrift trust. The Spendthrift Trust has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times it's been favored. You can't get more legal than this. Again, tax code 643B, like Bravo. Now, since we're spending some time together, let me tell you a little bit about myself. October 2018 was a watershed month for me. 3 major things happened. Number 1, I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona as a Medicare broker. First thing, my oldest nephew was getting married in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 28th, 2018. You know anything about open enrollment for Medicare? It goes from October 5th to December 7th. It's the busiest time of the year for Medicare brokers. I requested the Friday before the wedding and the Monday after the wedding off because I had friends and family coming in from all over the world. I was denied. Not happy. Shortly after that denial, I'm driving to work 7 o'clock in the morning on Indian School Road, a major east-west road in Phoenix. I'm the second car through on a green light. Some idiot runs the red light, T-bones me on my passenger side, and he has no insurance. Silly Sally doesn't have gap insurance, and her uninsured motorist coverage didn't cover the price of her brand new car. I needed to get a second car. So now I've got 2 car loans, and I'm eating ramen noodles twice a week, just like I was in college. I'm 53 years old. Third thing that happened. My mom and dad lived in Goodyear, Arizona, 25 miles west of Phoenix on I-10. They drove from Goodyear to Charlotte for the wedding and were supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. Thursday before the wedding, my dad calls me and says, my mom's in the emergency room. He's not sure what's going on. He'll keep me informed. I worked Friday before the wedding until 8 o'clock at night, drove myself to Sky Harbor Airport, caught a red eye from Phoenix to Charlotte. Family tradition, you go to IHOP for breakfast, and then my dad took me to the hospital to see my mom. I walked in on the priest giving my mom last rites. I was not aware my mom was that sick. My world kind of stopped moving. 3 o'clock that afternoon, I go to the church for this fantastic wedding. Savannah was beautiful. Gregory was so proud. And this great party afterwards. I have family flew in from Singapore, from Ireland, from Scotland, all over. Next day, my sister-in-law puts on a beautiful brunch for all sorts of people. My dad drives me to the hospital to see my mom, and then drives me to the airport. I had a 2 o'clock flight to get back to Phoenix because I had to be at work 6 o'clock in the morning. It ended up my mom had septic of the blood. It got into a pacemaker, so she had to have open heart surgery to take out the pacemaker and put in another pacemaker. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital 15 months. My dad stayed with my mom in Charlotte for 9 months. He was supposed to be gone for 2 weeks. Every weekend, I'm going out to their house to do the mail. First week of December, there's a letter this thick, 27 pages thick. I open it up. It's my mom's Medicare statement from Medicare. Emergency room and 1 month on that ventilator was $72,000. I'm standing in their kitchen. I have a mortgage. I have 2 car payments. I have student loans because I went to graduate school. I have credit card payments. I have I have an $8,000 deductible on my health insurance. Thank God the ambulance wasn't called when my car was totaled. And I hate my job. Right then and there, in my mom and dad's kitchen, I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting back in August of 2018. And I said to him, I need to change my life today. He's like, Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck dinner. Bring a $5 gift, some food, and meet my fellow real estate investors. I don't know about y'all, but going to a party where you don't know anybody, not a great thing. Then he tells me him and his wife, Rhonda, will be kind of late because they're going to a Christmas pageant for one of their children, and they'll be there about 9 o'clock. I gear up. I made Verone's pasta. I got a candle. I went to the party. Best decision of my life. I started real estate investing, and in 2019, with my mentor, Jay Tannenbaum, I wholesaled 7 properties nationwide and paid off $184,000 in debt. Woo! Sally's a rock star. I'm debt-free. Everybody in my real estate group wants to know what I'm doing. And I knew about capital gains. I had $50,000 sitting in my bank account to pay capital gains. Fast forward, April 4th, 2020, my CPA calls me and says, congratulations, Sally. Your tax bracket went from 22% to 24%. I don't know if that's congratulations or what, but there's 4 ways to file your taxes: single, head of household, married jointly, and married separately. Single is the most expensive way. Married jointly is the cheapest way. So I went from 22% to 24%, and my taxes were going to be $97,000. I only had $50,000 saved. He said, set up an appointment, come out, I'll set you up on a payment plan. Drive out to Scottsdale late in the afternoon, go up to his office, sign the paperwork, get my parking validated, go down to the parking garage, and literally cried for 20 minutes. This is April 2020, start of COVID. 3 of my properties didn't pay me April 1st. I'm in a money crunch. You know, geography, Scottsdale's east of Phoenix. I have to drive back to Phoenix into the sunset, tears running down my face. My great aunt Kitty in Ireland always said, sleep on it. So go to bed, wake up 5 o'clock the next morning going, the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust, what's it called? I started Googling it, and for 5 months I researched the office, the Rockefellers Trust, and the Spendthrift Trust. September of 2020, I purchased both the Business and Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, and the gentleman who sold it to me, I told him I wanted to teach this in my real estate group. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. Our taxes, I know President Trump's coming in January, but this is from November. The taxes are going up for 2025. I don't know what he plans to do with the rollback, but this is what's going to happen then. So the first house I put into the trust, I bought in July of 2020 for $20,000. It was a contract for a bank reverse mortgage that was going to go auction for $50,000. July 2020, it's middle of COVID. I had to wait till COVID restrictions were lifted. When it finally went to auction on August 28, 2021, it went from $50,000 to $64,326. Woohoo! I made $44,326 without lifting a hammer, the way I like to do real estate. More importantly, at 24% the tax rate, I got to save $10,368 on that first property. Since then, I have wholesaled 28 properties. I have 12 notes where I'm the paper on the house, 3 rentals, and I have 3 seller financing houses. Now, the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust is for all U.S. investors. You're going to save capital gains, short-term and long-term capital gains, interest income, dividend income taxes, rental income taxes, and royalty income taxes, all 5 taxes. If you make $50,000 in profit, this is how much you'll pay in taxes for each tax bracket. So if you're at 22%, it's $11,000. At 24%, $12,000 on $50,000. At 32%, $16,000. Again, I've wholesaled 28 properties since having this trust. Now, the business trust is for investors. I'm sorry, the beneficial trust is for investors. The business trust is for U.S. Business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. You will save at least 90% on your federal income taxes, and in 43 states no longer pay state income taxes. In 2022 and 2023, I personally saved 92% on my federal taxes and only paid 8%. So this mechanic in New Jersey, he and his wife run the company. They have 3 adult children who want nothing to do with it. So in September, he went to the local high school and hired 2 kids who want to learn auto mechanics. He's paying them $15 an hour from this $3,039 he's saving every month. And now he's open later and on Saturdays and bringing in more work and making more money. The salon owner and salon school, she makes over $1 million a year in Los Angeles. Per month, she's saving $33,467 per month. That's more than some people make in a year. The home inspection company in Ohio, they're saving $6,104. The Shopify owner, again in California, she sells earrings, 23 years old. Her store is growing month after month after month. She too went from 22% to 24% tax rate. The $1,444 that she saves pays for her rent. If she only keeps her store for 10 years and doesn't grow anymore, she would have saved $173,000 she'll never have to pay back. The real estate broker in Illinois, he's saving almost $60,000. I made a presentation to his top 7 sales agents, real estate agents. They each got their own trust. So the broker made he's an affiliate marketer, he affiliate of mine. He made money on that. The dentist in California is saving $2,483, and he's using that to pay off his student loans. The HVAC owner, this came from a business broker. The husband and wife sold their HVAC company, and the gentleman who bought it has 12 trucks, and he's saving $20,052 per month. A lot of money. The real estate agent, this is just one house in August of 2023. Since then, she sold 6 more houses, and she sent me more clients, so she's my affiliate of mine too. A business coach in Indiana is saving $4,893, not working harder, not working longer, not working smarter. Smarter, he's got the trust. A chiropractor in upstate New York, saving over $6,352 per month. The franchisee sub shop owner in Ohio, The $40,122 he saved, he opened up a third location, and he's now making even more money and saving more in taxes. The Amazon store owner in Oregon is saving $4,701. The commercial lighting salesman in Chicago, he actually told me he only worked 3 days a week because he was sick of paying taxes. Now that he's saving $3,615, he's going to start working 5 days a week. And then the pay speaker in Missouri, this is how much he made in 2023, and he's going to save $3,510. He's getting paid more in 2024. Now, I showed you the slide back here. This slide here was short-term capital gains, which are a year or less, in effect, when you sell your crypto, when you're a forex investor, wholesaling, you're fix and flipping, auction houses, or tax liens. Long-term capital gains are a year or more, and affect you when you sell your business, sell an investment property, or sell a baseball card. The son saw a TikTok video and told me his parents were selling their restaurant March 30th of 2023. I got his mom and dad on Zoom for the first time ever and explained to them April 15th of 2024, they sold it for $3 million. Jim and his three brothers built this restaurant themselves, so they were selling everything in it. They would either have to pay 15% at $450,000 or $600,000. They were using a business broker, Sam. So I contacted Sam because we had changed the contract. Sam, who also got paid $10.99, we were able to save him quite a bit of money. Sam turns around and tells Michael, the gentleman who's buying the restaurant, it's going to be his 7th restaurant, tells Michael about the business trust. Michael buys the trust, and Sam made a commission on that. This is one of my favorite stories. This is a local pizzeria here in the Charlotte area. And in March of 2023, I took my friend Ingrid door knocking. Cold, blustery day in Charlotte. We showed up about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and got the best New York style white pizza. We sat there and we chit-chatted for about 2 hours. And as we get up to leave, the owner, Mario, asked for my business card. He and his wife, Mary Ann, I met them a week later. They were just doing their 2022 taxes. Their 2 locations make about $15,000 per month or $180,000 per year. They file jointly. They're at 22%. At 90% on federal taxes, they're saving $27,193. And then North Carolina state income taxes, savings of $7,710 for a full year, or $34,903. So what they did, they opened up a 3rd location closer to my house. I can't go in there because they keep giving me free food. In 2025, they're going to open a 4th location. And when they retire in 2036, they're leaving 2 locations to 1 grown child, 2 locations to another grown child, no inheritance tax, and then the adult children will continue to save federal and state income taxes. Now, my grandfather died December 1939 in Ireland, and my mom grew up food insecure. I can palm a basketball. My mom's fingers were an inch longer than mine. She was 5'2" and wore size 9 shoes. St. Mary's Food Bank is the oldest bank in the entire country. If you would like to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, it's www.thetrustisyou.com scheduling. My free class on the Great Discovery with the 3 articles from Forbes magazine, 2 pages of case law, a chart showing someone filing single making $80,000 gross, how much they'll save in all 50 states, and examples of clients is at www.sallygimmon.com. I want to say thank you for coming to my presentation. I hope you learned something new. I hope I can help you save taxes year after year, generation after generation. Have a beautiful holiday season.